I grew up on a farm in Iowa. I honestly have no memory of not having chores to do of some sort. I have no memory of not working, put it that way. When I was like 8 years old, Dad liked to grow a lot of sweet corn. And Dad was an insane gardener, and we grew a ridiculous amount of sweet corn. And so the most entrepreneurial thing I did as a child was I would take the sweet corn that Dad grew and go around to houses in New Hall, Iowa, and offer a dozen ears of sweet corn for 50 cents. Yeah, the people of New Hall got a great deal. And Dad always insisted that we throw a 13th ear in, which is called a baker's dozen, because he's like, there's a chance that one of the ears is bad and we don't know about it, so let's throw in an extra ear to make sure everyone's happy. Now I look back at that and go, they were getting it for 50 cents. No matter what we gave them, they should have been happy. Anyhow, my first external validation, my first job that somebody not related to me or that I'm being paid by an outsider was when I was working as a lifeguard. And for the record, I'm glad there are no pictures from that era, because back then people wore ridiculously small swimsuits, embarrassingly small Speedos. Eek. But for the record, a lifeguard is a boring job. As a lifeguard, you get to sit there and watch everybody else have fun while you don't. Ugh. Anyhow, over the past couple of days, I've been talking to at least 20 people from a dozen different nationalities about what jobs they had early on in life and how that ended up shaping them in some way, shape, or form. And it got me back to thinking of a book by Studs Terkel called Working. In the book Working, he does a really good job of examining the fact that work gives meaning to people, but that it's not what defines who you are, but there's no denying that the jobs you've had have an impact on your life. Unfortunately, politics do come into this. Those on the right in America believe in pure capitalism, that there should be no minimum wage and that the best way to help companies grow is to have as least regulation as possible. And the problem with that is that companies, just like individuals, can be awful. The people, to my friends on the left, which I consider myself center left, the problem with my friends on the left is that they often see innovation as the enemy. So I have many friends who refuse to use the self-checkout because that took someone's job. From my point of view, being a checkout person is a terrible job. It's a job I never want to have. And so I use self-checkout wherever I can because I don't really care that I took someone's job. That's not a good job to have. With the rise of artificial intelligence, many of the jobs that we have today are going to be gone in the next few years. Pretending like the people on the right do, that government has no role in this transformation, is as wrong, in my opinion, it's more wrong, but the people, my friends on the left, have to also understand that we can't just pretend it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. It's already happening. The question is, how do we move forward? So, the thing I would love to do is to follow up on the work of Studs Terkel. Studs focused on the U.S. and the U.S. workforce. One of the great things about living in the UAE is that we have access to people from dozens of countries right here. And I would love to do what he did across many cultures. I think it would be interesting to see the commonality and the impact of work